Hello, Soul Light. So this reading is going to focus on the next positive change in your life. You could even maybe say the good stuff. I was really receiving the message to focus on what is positive that is coming in right now. I do feel there are a lot of changes in 2023. Many of you may be feeling a bit of an intensification of energy, or some of you may be taking this new year, the new unfolding, a little bit slower. Wherever you find yourself in the flow of your path, what I have been shown and seeing and hearing is that a lot of people have been doing a lot of work, inner work, a lot of focus work, a lot of persistent effort towards a goal, a vision, a dream. And that is paying off. So we're going to look at what area of your life. I'm going to keep it just very specific and short. I'm going to do a lot of shorter, more concise readings for 2023 to really connect into the energetic changes that are coming. Also, as always, those of you that are part of the Soul Path community here, you can always request readings either in the comments section here on YouTube, or if you are part of the Patreon Soul Awakening community, you can do it there. And if you follow me on Instagram, you can do it there also, especially in the comments, anything that you want to see or have me tune in for. Also, if you happen to be new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you found me, and I hope you'll get some insight and understanding. So I'm going to just do a short meditation. You can always skip ahead to the timestamp. You're more than welcome to do that. If you want to stay with me, just take a deeper breath in and release the breath, focusing on the center of your body. Take a deeper breath in, and as you release, focus on the center of your body. And the next breath in, let it be a little bit deeper inside, and then breathe out a little longer, and really connect into the core of your being, in through the Anahata center, the seat of the soul. Now, if you're in a place where you can do this, just begin to feel the heart chakra energy. This energy really attunes us what is best for us, what is most life enhancing, what is most life affirming. And let's just put that out into the universe. I'm sending my love to you, connecting into the high heart, the universal heart, and feeling that love come back. Now just feel your energy going out into the world, the harmony, the creativity, the connection to the soul, the love, and then feel it coming back to you. All right, I'm going to stop the video now. You can get a closer look at the cards, and we will tune in. Hello, Soul Light. This is soul story number 1. It's very interesting. You've got codependency, key to freedom. So one of the things that I'm looking at is really what's changed or changing in your life. And then what is the positive? What is the life enhancing? What is the good stuff? What is the good, what you would consider good coming in? And you notice at the bottom, there's a lock and a key. So this could also be a relationship, a higher vibrational frequency relationship. I feel you've been working on patterns of codependency or being disappointed. I mean, hearing someone say you're so difficult because you've given a lot, you put a lot of yourself into relationships, whether work, collegial, at the office, the company, and definitely personally. And it didn't always come back. In fact, most times the energy exchange was off. You did not get what you not only were expecting, but in a way what was, rightfully yours, what was a good, exchange of energy and the support. So I do feel you've been working a lot on yourself about having more harmonious relationships, more support in your life, supportive relationships, Some of you, what has changed is this pattern, and Spirit is saying you don't have to fear, I'll put that there, you don't have to fear attracting, those of you that are getting out dating, you don't have to fear attracting someone that is going to put you in that role. Even if they try to, or you meet someone that reflects more the old relating pattern for you, you won't get pulled in. So there's a definitive end to that more codependent, or what we call dependent personality, or overdoing or overgiving part. In fact, those of you that a new relationship is coming in, I do feel it going much slower in your mind. It might be moving quickly, but you're gonna measure things, you're gonna pace things, okay? The other thing that I hear is that it's releasing the roots, but connecting at the top. And some of you, this is also going to be a collaborative partnership. There is some kind of creative collaborative partnership that's also coming in for you. Okay, we're going to look at tarot, and then we'll look at oracle cards. So story number one, we're looking at what's positive, what is life enhancing, life affirming that's coming in for you. What is the good stuff? And it definitely has a lot to do with relationship. Okay, I'm just reminded to look at the number here, 53-8. So there's definitely change with that 5-3. It could be working with small groups. Having a better relationship also with a child, maybe a teenager, or a third person, a third party in a situation, okay? So you're really letting go of codependency, being dependent. Again, some of you, this is really about overdoing, overgiving, and being overly responsible. You're really drawing in heart-connected support. And it might feel a little funny, a little odd. Let's see, well, Prince of Cups, there we go. Look at that. So Prince of Cups is always about offers and connection and deeper, emotionally fulfilling connections. Doesn't matter if it's personal or it's work. So let's see. And you're showing up as 9 of Wands, but also 9 of Swords. These two wanted to come out together. So when you've got the Prince of Cups, this is the universal energy. This is the energy pattern that you're in. But you're a little bit held back or defensive. And what I'm hearing from Spirit to tell you is that's okay, because you really don't want to get hurt again. You don't want the disappointment. And so it's okay that you're, holding back a little is what I'm hearing. The caution is not to do it for too long and check in on yourself. So for some of you, this could be a new relationship, and it could be bringing a lot of anxiety, or there could be anxiety in relationships because you're not wanting to repeat old patterns. You're not repeating old patterns, but you're very aware of the old pattern. And so you're checking yourself and moving out of it. So there could be, for a short period of time, a little more anxiety about relationship or relating, how you're relating to someone or something. And you could be very aware if somebody maybe is trying to take advantage or manipulate, or somebody is less aware. You're picking that up. You're going, wow, I see it now. I see what people do. Or because you would always try to help, like make people feel less uncomfortable. Your spirit is saying no, and your higher self is getting through to you more and saying, no, that's whatever they're going through, that's their thing. It's not for you to make someone feel less or more comfortable. You have to let them process whatever they're going through. And there we go. There's a good example. Princess of Swords. So cutting through, being able to see clearly what is your stuff or someone else's, or what direction you want. You're going to be much more decisive, it shows. That's another good thing. You're going to have a lot more clarity coming up in your life. And what does it bring you? This is beautiful. Soul story number 1, 10 of Cups. So even though it might feel a little awkward or funny right now, or maybe even uncomfortable for you, or you feel like, God, I'm so aware of this pattern, or what this person's trying to do, or my boss, or my supervisor, or my friend, my spouse, this business associate, you're very aware. But actually what it's doing is it's bringing you much more emotional fulfillment. It's bringing you much more fulfilling, real relationships. And for those of you that are working through this in a partnership right now, it's going to bring you actually more emotional fulfillment with your partner, spouse, whomever, because you're going to be much more real with yourself and your emotions. You're not going to override your emotions, your feelings. You're not overriding them. This is beautiful. Wow, 5 of Pentacles. That's what I said. There's some relationship around you that there's a little problem. There's a little anxiety. Maybe they're triggered and you're maybe wanting to figure it out, but something inside you is saying no. Princess of Swords is saying no. Use your intellect, reason. And look at what's really going on and pull back, allow for space. Okay, because you have the key here. You can see at the bottom of this card, you've got the key to unlock. You don't want your roots mixed with someone else. You could have the trunk mixed, the branches could be entwined, but you want to have your own root system. 5 of Wands. Wow, 10 of Swords. Wow, you're really releasing this pattern. 5 of Swords. Now, this is just clarifying the situation right now a bit more and the pattern. So please don't give up on yourself. Stick to it. Don't cave in. Stick to those boundaries. Whatever you're doing, stick to it because you're in a process. 4 of Pentacles. And then we go Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So this could be a week to 2 week, a month at the most, a little bit, maybe part of February, all of February, where there's something with the 10 of Swords that you just can't take. You almost want to, it's making you feel icky. You just don't like it. But what the message is for you, what has ended, is you're not going to get in and try to fix it. You're not going to fix the situation or the person. Whatever this is about for you, let them be in their own process. You focus on your emotional fulfillment and support. Things will work out or iron out on their own. Focus on your own happiness or what brings you fulfillment, a sense of peace, calm, life enhancing. What is life affirming, life enhancing? What are the activities? Be more around people that are more life enhancing for you. And because you're turning your own wheel, this is all about relationship for you. This is all about better, more fulfilling, more life enhancing, more loving, more supportive relationships of all kinds. So there's a lot of thinking. Should I do this? Should I say, they did that? You might even be talking to someone. I can't believe they said this or this happened, or my boss, whatever the situation is with you. But ultimately, what is coming in for you is more love, is more connection, is more harmony. You used to think you had to get this love, this connection, this harmony by taking care of others or over taking care of. Many of you were caretakers to a parent or your parents, or maybe your parents were gone or had to work a lot and you had to take care of, your siblings or a sibling. So you've been thrust in that role and your soul is saying, no, you can do that. It doesn't matter. In an emergency or when you need to, you can show up. That's that 9 of Wands. You can show up and help someone and be there for someone. But you don't need to do that on an everyday basis all the time. You're not meant to have that role, to be stuck in that role. So there is a fierceness with this Princess of Swords. Again, there could also be communication back and forth about a certain situation, whether text, email, phone call, coming over misunderstanding. But you focus on what feels most life-enhancing, life-affirming for you. And this gets you into the next level because you're going to be attracting a lot more people that you're not going to have to process this much with. You're going to be doing it more internally. Okay, meaning that you'll know when you're triggered and you'll know what to do. You recognize the pattern now. You've got with these 5s, there's a lot of change. You've got 3 5s there. That's a lot of change. The number 555 could be very helpful for you to tune into that angel number. You might want to look it up. 555 has a lot to do with new directions, also creativity, projects, moving into a space of harmony, doing what's more harmonious for you. Okay, I also see changes with the face or hair or clothing. There's some outer changes too. So really the good stuff that's coming to you is a shift in relationships, better relationships. The positive change for you right now is how, wow, that was a lot. How you relate, how others relate to you, what you expect, and getting out of this pattern of having to be stuck as the caretaker, as the responsible one, as the one that makes things better, makes people feel better. Now you do that naturally. It's just that the soul growth for you, in other words, you connecting more to your soul, is allowing yourself to not be stuck in that role anymore. I don't know if there's another message for you. This may be it. So story number 1. Let's see. Okay. Oh, time out. I heard time out to tune in. So before you respond, that Princess of Swords, you need to pull back. Okay, pull back. Think things through from the higher mind. Do a little breath work, a meditation. Go for a walk, dance, do something that clears your headspace so that you can tell, oh, I'm seeing things clearly. Now let's see what this one is. Wow, integrity. You're coming more from wholeness. You're coming more from your soul. You're not coming from codependency. You're coming from a wholeness, a whole sense of self. Okay. So this is all about you connecting more into the wholeness of your being and not having, again, dependent personality or codependency is like 2 halvesies coming together, 2 half circles coming together to fit together. And you are attracting more wholeness because you are more whole. You're accessing more of your wholeness, which is integrity. Okay, let's see what we got here. Ooh, I love this. What a good sign. Vibrational match. You are sending out new signals that are bringing forward positive new experiences. And it's a 10, and you've got 10 here for the Wheel of Fortune. So 2 10s here. It's a double turning point. It's a major turning point in your life with who and what you attract. You're attracting more of a vibrational match. You've actually had to dim your light and lower your vibration to relate to people. And I can get it because I can see on your path, you've looked around and go, well, I have to hang out with someone, or I have to be with someone, or I have to be social. Maybe even those that are closest to you, you've recognized they're not completely the greatest match. It's not as much of a vibrational match. So you kind of actually, dimmed your light a bit. Your cylinders, the sparks, you kind of dimmed them a little bit to fit in, to get along. That's changing. You're attracting a vibrational match in relationship or a particular relationship. And also this would be in projects, if you work with clients or customers. This is more about you stretching into the truth of who you are, the integrity through the heart, and attracting a vibrational match. You are sending out new signals that are bringing forward positive new experiences. That's it. No more dimming your light. Okay, I think we're going to we'll do 1 feather card. I had other cards, but I think this is pretty complete. This is the message for you. I wanted to keep these kind of short and concise so that you can further support what you're getting in the reading. You can get the validation, the confirmation, and support it by whatever you're doing. Robin, oh my God, here it is again. New growth and potential is on the horizon. What did I say? Reach out and embrace it. So reach out. You've shifted. You are not attracting the old pattern of dependent personality, codependency, overdoing, overgiving. You're not attracting that. And if it comes in your sphere, you know how to handle it and not get caught up in it. Okay. Your Soul Insights mantra for this reading is, and this is the affirmation for you to say, okay. Okay, I'm attracting the highest vibrational match, life-affirming and life-enhancing people and situations in my life. And for some of you, I no longer need to dim my light. I attract the right match for me vibrationally. Powerful. All right, Radiant Soul Light. So love it if you would connect, if you feel a resonance with this reading, if you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to do a deeper dive into metaphysics. Connect with me on Patreon. And I'd love for you to come over to Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and let me know if you do. Let me know you connected with me first on YouTube. All right, take good care and shine bright. Hello, Soul Light. If you picked Soul Story number 2, this is your reading. So you got an interesting card, Karma, Untying the Knots. It's card 28, so this is all about new beginnings and new directions. This is also about a new level of work. So you could be working on yourself. You could be apprenticing, working for someone else. You're definitely putting in the work. And also 8 is the number of karma. So this has to do with past patterns or situations that were created from past patterns or obligations, responsibilities. Family decisions, culture, cultura, societal, could be educational. Like, in other words, this could be like, okay, well, I have one more year of school until I graduate. So it's things that you have put in motion. These are the consequences or the effects of what has either you have put in motion or through your family lineage or just life, what you've come in, what's been in motion for you. You're untying it. So this is a very powerful message. I'm doing my readings a bit differently for 2023, and who knows what goes on beyond that, because there's so many chunks of growth and change and manifestations. There's just these, it's almost like these just amazing flashpoints of stuff I'm seeing on the path for people. So you're untying a lot in your life. I feel like a lot of you could be getting rid of things, getting rid of clothes, untying from contracts or reevaluating contracts, looking at contracts. Does this still suit me? Some of you could be even banking or checking account. It's again, you're untying or undoing. Some of this you're doing consciously. Some of this is coming through your higher self, through the subconscious mind, where this could move you on from certain people and certain relationships also, or circumstances. And just know that whatever is coming in, it's for the better. You're going to find yourself also in, I just heard strange land with strange people. So there could be new people coming in your life. It could be also new job, new position, a new career, some new direction that you're taking in career. But basically, you're able to free up more. You're untying the knots within you, and it's also untying the knots of past responsibilities and obligations. Okay, let's see what's coming up for you. We're going to look at the tarot, and then we're going to look at oracle cards. Okay, Knight of Chalices. Well, for one thing, there's dreaming here of a better life or something that's easier, more fulfilling, or more rewarding. There's a lot of that you're doing with dreaming, daydreaming, visioning. This is also untying past bonds or what's bound you, what you felt bound to free up to go what is to what is much more fulfilling for you. Some of you are getting out of a lease or something. I'm getting also legal ties, legal dealings. It could be even something as small as getting a better insurance, some type of insurance that, let's say, is better coverage or better for you, or you pay less. It could be even getting rid of certain subscriptions that you have monthly. Again, you're untying or unbinding from stuff that's maybe too heavy or wearing you down or is too burdensome, okay? And there you are, Three of Pentacles, working, wanting to connect in. So for some of you, this is you want to go in a new direction, even work-wise, more collaborative or working project-based or freelance or contract-based. So those of you that are maybe that you work with a corporation or company, you're either going to be doing something on the side, a side gig, a side job, or on the side building your own business, okay? And those of you that work for yourself, there is going to be more work. Interesting enough, the more you relax, the more work comes in. And some of this untying the karmic knots is what you have gotten either from your family, friends, schooling. This is conditioning, or society saying, well, you have to work harder, you have to put in long hours. You're going to be letting go a lot of these things, that these beliefs, these ideas that you subscribe to. And for some of you, it worked in the past, but it doesn't work now because you've shifted. That's why this reading is a lot about what how you've shifted. Six of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. There's the work, but it's also creative work. You're working more in a way that you enjoy. And then the Hermit, Virgo. So some of you could be Virgo. I have Virgo placements in your chart, planets aspect, in the sign of Virgo. I also feel like there could be big changes in the time of Virgo. So August, September. But it also is untying the idea of and allowing for self-care. Doing more what brings you joy, what you enjoy doing. Some of you, this is a lot about art, creativity, something that you feel much more fulfilled doing. Again, I feel art, creativity, could be music even. Projects. Some of you could be going back to school, or maybe you work with children and you're getting this childlike quality and wonder again. Let's see, let's clarify. We got the Five of Pentacles. So you worry about spending time on what it is you really want to do. You think that you have to do something a certain way. But what pattern is breaking up for you is untying the knots of these beliefs that not necessarily, it's not just that they don't serve you, it's not how you work or operate. If you really look at it, you're better off, doing the work, but being inspired and then doing inspired action. Got the Seven of Wands, courage. This is also teaching. Remember I said that's right under children. So I was saying I saw something teaching. Some of you could be teaching, doing workshops, seminars, speaking, or you could be working with children or those that are younger than you. Or you may be going back to teaching. Or again, there's something about in the children in childhood, but also about teaching or speaking or sharing your knowledge. So a lot of you are actually meant to work more project-based. Maybe consulting or, self-employed. And Knave of Pentacles. So again, waiting for that inspiration, untying the knots so you can free up and do much more of what it is that you really want to do in your life. Okay, so I'm going to ask let's see, what is the magic, the secret sauce for soul story number 2 that you're untying? Oh, I see what it is. Okay, I don't know where what was the Eight of Swords? I don't know where it disappeared. That's interesting. Oh, here it is. Okay. So you're getting out of restrictive situations. So it's funny that because in some Eight of Swords imagery on the tarot, it can be knots or knotted up. So getting out of too much restriction in situations. So that's the big change that's coming up, that you're going to be able to free up to do more of what it is that you want to do and go in the new direction that you want to come in, that you want to go in, actually. So let's see, one more. Shall we do one more? Yeah, so you could also be moving on from someone, again, someone, something, but I also feel like this card, got Justice. You've got a man going in one direction and a woman, and I feel this is you, actually. It's unifying the male and female aspect of your being, the electrical and the magnetic, the part of you that reaches out and wants to do and make happen, and then the part that wants to receive and draw in. So this balance, you're untying the knots of these parts of you being not in agreement, not in harmony. And the way that you do that is through meditation. You've got the Libra card here, Justice, is connecting in with your psychic eye and weighing things in your life. Am I doing too much? Am I giving too much? Am I reaching out too much? Am I trying to make something happen and I'm burning out? Do I need to rest more? Do I need to take time off and rest more and not push? So as you're more managing your energy, which is also what the Knight of Chalices or Knight of Cups is, you're connecting more to your spiritual essence. So for you, I would say think about what you want to do, maybe write it out, journal, all that's great, and then let it go. Or do one thing and then let it go. Because right now, the spiritual realm of your being, the part of you that is not in denser form, manifested form, your higher self, is orchestrating and putting things in order for you in alignment. So the untying of the knots, you're not even having to do consciously. Now, some of you are to a certain degree, but it's this is the path that you're in. This is the process that you're in. This is the phase that you're in. So it's happening anyway. You just have to keep connection, third eye connection, your inner vision, your psychic eye, as well as I would say the crown chakra as well. So this, again, I think I said about contracts, redoing contracts, working differently. There's going to be different agreements into how that you work. Some of you, this could also be a loan or loan paid off or loan to you. Could also be an increase financially. Could come in through a bonus or raise. So really for you, less is more. Untying, freeing up the space. Emotions, connecting to your energy in motion, that will tell you. Remember where you put your energy. That's where your attention goes, and where your attention goes, energy flows. So what you want more of, that's what you need to focus on. New chapter, that's it. New direction, new chapter. New job, new career. Definitely I feel increase financially also. There's a lot of increase, and again, it's as you do less, as you try less and less, try to make it happen, then more comes to you. Let's see, right, I got this. Wow. Remember I said collaboration, collegial job, new, projects. You got collaboration. Say yes to the exciting new opportunities and partnerships that are on the way to you now. That's because you have not only the space, but the head space, the psychic space. You're untying the knots in your mind of what you have to do and how you have to do it and when you have to do it. So that's bringing a certain level of new opportunities that are going to bring you much more abundance. Stretch yourself. It's time to move past your comfort zone and into the unknown. That's untying the knots. The knots have been very comfortable. Eight of Swords. They've been familiar, even if they've been uncomfortable, I should say. There's comfort in the discomfort, or there's comfort in the familiarity, although your soul is really wanting you to grow and go and stretch. Your higher self is there. Your future self is calling you. Soul story number 2, calling you energetically to grow into this next chapter. It's going to be much more interesting and exciting for you. Untying the knots, the karma, you finished up a lot. There's a lot that you have completed and finished up. And so it's time to move forward. It's time to let go and go in those new directions. So there's a lot opening up for you. That's the good stuff. There's a lot of openings, potentials, possibilities, new opportunities, for definitely for growth, for work. You're going to find yourself in a new level with new people. And it's going to be much more emotionally fulfilling. You're going to actually be much more in touch with your emotions. Let's see if we have one last message. So I do feel with the collaboration also there are contracts, verbal or written. Okay, so there's this whole idea of a coming together. It brings much more fulfillment. Some of this is an old dream or wish or desire, and you're also untying from your past. Again, past programming, maybe family issues or family drama. This is it. This is the message for untying the knots. Reevaluate your priorities. It is time to let go of what you no longer need. There it is. Spirit's helping you though. The circumstances in your life, it's coming from a higher directive, your higher self, your own inner knowing from your higher self. You're letting go. You have different priorities now. So you're going to have freed up that whether it's you need the money will be there. The time will be there for you to go in this new direction. Magpie, by the way, also the symbology is also can be gossipy. So there might be some drama that you're moving away from or you already moved away from, and now you're taking that energy to prioritize on yourself. Prioritize yourself. Okay, your Soul Insights mantra for this reading is, I now prioritize myself in my life. And this new chapter I am embarking upon has much more of fulfillment, love, abundance, and prosperity. So this is about more for you, soul story number 2. This is all about more for you. All right, Soul Light. Well, I hope this reading resonated for you. And if it did, I'd love for you to subscribe. Give the thumbs up, give it a thumbs up, share if you feel someone else could benefit. If you also want to do a deeper dive with me into metaphysics and spiritualism, you can connect with me on Patreon. And also I'd love to see you on Instagram if you'd like to come follow me there and say hi. Let me put a face to the soul light energy that I connect within you. All right, keep shining bright. Hello, Soul Light. If you pick soul story number 3, this is your reading. So, I immediately, when I looked at this card, even though it's a dragon, I also got the idea of a phoenix, like rising from the ashes. The card name is Fire, Dragon Strength. The number is 19, so it's new beginnings. It's venturing off on your own somehow, though, like a pioneer energy spirit. I'm getting a lot of Aries energy, Emperor energy. The dragon having to do with the mystical aspect of life and a certain power or empowerment and strength that comes from your sacral center. Okay, so maybe you've done a lot of work on the sacral center. It comes from your creations. It comes from the Kundalini energy, what you want to put out in the world. You're very much magnetizing. So there's a lot of good stuff that's going to come to you because you're magnetizing, you're drawing in. So the positive stuff I see coming to you, the positive changes, have to do with a redirection of your energy, having much more energy if you've been tired or burnt out, or you're just going to have a lot more energy, drive, and focus, and you're going to be responding to a lot that happens in your life. I feel like a lot of people are going to want to connect with you or talk with you or do things with you. There's just a lot of dynamic energy that's coming in your life at this time. Now, some of you could also have been getting over some kind of cold, flu, sickness, or just feeling, general malaise, or not down in the dumps, or just not feeling great. Now, some of you, this could be even more extreme or advanced or more chronic health issues, which it does look like it is turning around. Okay, I'm actually going to use this deck. So, life force energy coming up, passion, sense of purpose, getting a new lease on life. Soul story number 3. Let's see, the positive stuff, the good stuff, positive change. What positive change is doing in your life? An upswing in energy. Now, some of you, you could have had a bit of burnout or just been really exhausted or have been having to do a lot. You're going to find you do have the energy. You have more energy. Some of the things that you were doing, you are going to be dropping by the wayside, like, okay, I'm done with that. It could be that certain things are just over or completed. Let's look at the situation. Okay, Princess of Swords. Cutting through any entanglements, lower level energy. A lot to do with communication, communicating your needs, speaking up for yourself. You're a champion for yourself and for others. You're showing up as a star, so renewal, healing, Aquarius energy. So this is a lot with the mental realm. So there's a lot to do with you with communication, with writing. Again, if you haven't felt connected to either your path or your purpose or your art or your whatever you do, career-wise, work-wise, or for some of you it could even be, like philanthropic things, humanitarian. It shows there was a disconnect. So you had to either rest a bit, or maybe you were sick, or maybe you just had other things going on. There's a renewal. Again, also with the dragon, which I'm also going to say is the phoenix. There is a sense of healing, deep healing, and renewal. Some of you, I feel, could write something that goes into circulation or becomes viral. So again, your career might have been eclipsed. People may not have seen you or be seeing you, or even at a job, a regular job, or an organization or a company. You may not have been seen fully for what you bring to the table or what you offer. Got Prince of Cups here. Four of Cups. And Ace of Swords. Okay, so I definitely see a shift, and if you're in a work situation or any kind of situation or circumstance where you're not totally being seen or validated, whether that's through appreciation comments and or financially, you're going to be moving on. So a big part of the renewal in your life is the ability to change directions or move in a new direction. Okay, so there's a lot of insight with this Princess of Swords and then Ace of Swords. It's telling me you're preparing for decisions, and also with the Four of Cups here. So you're doing a lot of reevaluating or evaluating your life to see, is this still right for me? Or I got to have a talk with this person, or my supervisor, or my boss, or I got to have a talk, with my clients or customers. Some of you, it's like, oh, I can't do the mailing anymore, or something. There's maybe a raise, or raising in your fee. And we've got Princess of Pentacles. So there again, there's this rebirth. Something new is blossoming or coming through. There is a birth. There is something new that you are birthing or working on. And then we've got the, and just as I said new, you've got the Fool. Wow, and the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter. So we've got Uranus here and Jupiter. So I think what happens is keep to your path, step by step, whatever you're doing, and there's some really great opportunity that comes in for you, or new direction, something that is not foreseen. It's going to take a little bit of a leap of faith, belief, trust in yourself, but that does show that there is some payoff, some kind of new direction, new opportunity. And then we've got the Four of Swords. Okay, underneath the Ace of Swords. So we've got the Four of Cups, So you're probably reprioritizing. You're doing a lot of, like I said, contemplation, evaluating, reevaluating. Now I am doing this reading, even though this is a timeless reading. I am doing it during the Mars is retrograde in Gemini, and Mercury is retrograde. What did I say? Mars is retrograde in Gemini. Mercury is retrograde in Capricorn. I do believe Uranus is retrograde. So I would say use this retrograded energy. If you're watching this video during this time period where I'm recording it, which is January, I think the 7th or 8th, then use this time to reevaluate, to kind of take a break, think about things, and then just kind of let it go and let the answers bubble up. Because you're definitely clearing something out so that you can make a different decision. Wow, Justice. So that came through before, Libra. So you've got 3 major arcana. I'm going to take one more card. What is the advice? What do we want to... Any specifics on the positive change? It's just positive change that brings new beginnings, opportunities, some kind of potential, some kind of payoff, but also you're going to have the resources when it comes to making a particular decision about something and going in a new direction. You're going to have the resources for that, whatever that means. For some of you, it could be financial. Some of you, it could be research, support, someone helping. So get a lot with writing. 7 of Swords. Okay, so this is like not to say everything that you're doing. So keep stuff kind of close to the chest, close to the chest, close to the vest. Let's see. I feel from some of you, because you're leaving a particular job or career, and you're making plans for it, but you don't want to alert anyone. Now, there could also be something with, maybe you're using the socials, social media. Maybe you have a platform, a website. Maybe you're on YouTube or other social, something becomes much more viable and allows you to go in a new direction. But I also am hearing unlooked for success. So there is, look at this, you've got the World. Yeah. So right now you're keeping your plans to yourself, your vision, your ideas. You're kind of quietly working, getting more acclaim, more validation. You're being seen more, whether it's friends and family or, a regular job, corporation, company, whether it's online or within your field of expertise. You're getting known more, and there are some big changes. Now, for some of you, this change could even be being out of in a new location, a new locale that's very different from what you live now. I would say if you are watching this reading, there are big changes in the winter months. Some big change, probably February, March, and then again, November, December. If you're watching the reading now. If you're watching this reading later, then I would say 2 to 3 months from when you're watching the reading, and then another 8 to 10 months. A new direction coming in. Yeah, even with this card, the Seven of Swords, there's this whole idea of moving on from something. Some situation, circumstance, there's this moving on. I also get a lot to do with communication, writing, speaking. But you're setting up yourself in a new environment or around new people or new job, new career. Okay, let's see what this is. Patience, okay. So even though this is positive change, and you've got the world here, it's big change, just be patient. It's happening on its own accord is what I'm hearing. This is already happening. You've got all this solar plexus energy, sacral and solar plexus energy. So you have to trust spirit. I would say 2023 is a time for you, 2023 is really a time for you to trust spirit. Trust the spiritual nudges that you get, the messages, the signs that you see. That's what this is. Collective consciousness. You may be feeling overwhelmed by all the energetic shifts. It's time to focus on peace and love for all. So find something that grounds you. Soul story number 3. I feel like there's another card now. Because what I get with this, and again, look at this energy, passion, vitality, energy coming up, creative energy, kundalini. I feel like, again, your world is going to greatly change this year. Or whenever you're watching this video, the year that you're watching it. So just have patience. There's a lot of change that you can't yet see, but it is happening. Oh, and what did you get? Expansion. You're getting ready to move up into higher levels of awareness through embracing your life experiences. Well, those higher levels of awareness are bringing you higher vibrational experiences and ways of expressing your soul, which means much more harmony, abundance, love, prosperity, success. There's just more. There's a lot of abundance coming in for you. So you are in an expansion phase. I mean, that's what I've been saying in this card. And it just picks it up in my Patreon Soul Path Journey group. And I've been doing readings, so my voice is getting a little... in 23, the card number is 23, which boils down to a 5, right? So change. The positive change in your life is big change and expansion in whatever areas you've been wanting to. Could be in a family way, it could be a relationship. I feel for you, it's all of it. That's why I'm saying this is like the dragon for the magic, the mystery. It's like it all comes together. Relationship could be definitely career, finance. There's a lot of increase. And I do feel for a lot of you, you're probably moving into a new environment, very different from where you live now. Could be overseas. It could be a global shift for you. You know, you're doing an international move. Another state. If it is within the same city or just a different city, you're living very differently. Osprey. Oh, one of my favorite birds. Oh, your success is now at hand. Allow the abundance to flow to you effortlessly. What did I say? Osprey. I mean, I have a very strong connection to Osprey. Years ago, one time in Del Mar, California, I was going to this health food store, and I needed, as a shaman, you find feathers, you find things to bring into the shamanic work that you're doing. And I was going to be doing a shamanic retreat. I think it was a 3-day or 5-day retreat out in the desert. And I was leaving, I think, the next couple days, and this osprey feather, flew from the sky, I don't know where, and landed in front of me right as I was going into the health food store. It just landed right in front of me. I picked it up, and then I found out what kind of feather it was, and I'm like, where did this come from? It just flew out of the sky. It was just, It just landed right there. And, I have hawk medicine, so I had hawk feathers, owl. There's just a lot. I needed different medicine because you bring in the medicine. I had seen raccoons. So the animal spirits come to you to show you what animal spirit you're meant to connect with during the shamanic rituals. And it turned out miles away from that health food store was a bird preservation place. Preserve. And I talked to someone that knew about that, and they said, well, every now and then, sometimes a feather gets loose and flies through the air. But it flew quite a bit. It was probably a mile. So I would say, how does that story resonate with you, and what does it reflect for you? It's like unlooked for success, and also success and opportunity in various areas of your life. For some of it, you could be relationships, some of it could be a job, a career, some of it you could be a health challenge that all of a sudden turns around, or you find a certain supplement or something, or medication, or some kind of healing modality, and everything turns around. This is not only unlooked for, but it's not planned. It's out of the blue. It happens in a way that doesn't seem like it would happen. It's like it's magic. Just like this dragon, is from the spirit realm, the magical realm, right? Of fairies and sorcerers. The dragon is of magic. So just like this, in my story that I shared with you, that feather came from miles away. And what's the likelihood of me getting out of my car and walking? It was perfectly timed, because I kid you not, it landed. I waited. I thought, whoa, because I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and it was just like going like this. And I just waited. I thought, is that going to stop right in front of me? And it did. It stopped right at my feet, landed. So you need to expect and be open to and welcoming to this kind of big transformational change in your life. And especially, you've got 4 major arcana. You've got the World card, the Justice card, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Fool. So this is some planned change, but also some unplanned. This is the change that happens, even if it's planned, is coming through in a way that you don't particularly orchestrate. It comes out of the blue. It's a gift. It's a blessing. It's a boon. It's an opportunity of a lifetime that's coming for you, or through for you. Wow. I think I'm just going to stop there. Pretty amazing. You're amazing. Right. Your Soul Insights mantra is, I am open and trusting on my path. I know that I'm expanding in ways that are very, very life-enhancing and fulfilling for me, bringing unlooked for abundance, success, and opportunity. Oh, 5 major arcana. You've got the Star. So just out of this short mini read, you have 5 major arcana. And they're biggies. Okay? So I hope this gives you a sense of not only understanding, but maybe comfort and validation that what you're doing is paying off. And some of this change, it's like someone being in the movie. Let's say someone's doing a soap opera or a show on YouTube even, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like a big company comes up, or a big studio, a network. Let's say Netflix comes to them and says, hey, we want to do what you're doing, but expand it and do it bigger. There's no way you could plan that, unless you're pitching, you know what I mean, to those companies. Or maybe you are a designer or an artist and you design something, maybe a logo or something, and it wins, a competition and brings you a lot of money, an opportunity. People see your work. that's the kind of big change I'm seeing for you. It's like you're going to be really recognized. You're going to really be seen for what it is that you do, your talents, your gifts. There's something about moving more out into the collective. You could be working more with the mainstream world or mainstream consciousness, infusing a new awareness, new consciousness in their new ideas. All right, Radiant Soul Light. So much success, prosperity, abundance, and love to you. And just be open and follow through on those ideas that you have, those insights, those spiritual nudges. Just follow through for you. All right, if you'd like to connect further, you can by subscribing definitely to the channel. If you feel a resonance, leave me a comment. Let me know how this resonated for you and how it unfolds for you. Also, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to connect for a deeper dive into metaphysics and spirituality, you can on Patreon. And I'd also love you to come over to Instagram and say hi, follow me, and let me see you. Let's say, hi. I'm really getting excited about seeing people's faces, and getting to know people, getting to know their names and where they're from and, what they're doing on their path. So I hope to see you again if you are new to the channel. And those of you that have been traveling with me for a while, big hug, big hug. Always good to see you.